Every time you play jungle, you're just farming, but in the end you check the stats and realize that the enemy jungler has gold more than you. Sometimes you start with your first buff, clear it, and boom, the second buff is already stolen. Happened to you, right? In today's video I will break down the core jungle routine, how to start the right way, what a proper invade looks like, how to avoid getting invaded, and when it is the perfect time to invade the enemy jungle without throwing the game. Stick around until the end, because every second counts if you want to become a pro jungler. So prepare your perfect drink. And if until now you didn't like the video, scroll down, like the video, and hit that subscribe button and put a beautiful comment. Thank you guys. Let's jump right in. Your hero. Make sure that you choose a hero counters the enemy, not they counter you. Don't try to risk as I always do. For example, I like Luna so much. Luna is the queen of the jungle. But on the other side, the enemy picked, for example, Zhang or Jin Chan. In this situation, you can't play Luna. In this game, you can't follow your instincts. Don't follow your instincts, because you will never go up. So the first step is, don't follow your instincts. Choose the correct hero and play it well. When to pick the hero? Try not to pick the first one, especially if you are assassin jungler, because for sure the enemy will counter you and you will be useless in the game. How do they counter you? For example, you picked Wang as first pick, and for example the enemy picked the jungler is Kai or Tianwei, the ADC will be Direnjie or Bai Li Shouye, the mage will be Diao Chan, the support will be Jin Chang, Zhang Liang, Dong Huangtai, Yao, and the clash laner will be, for example, Xia Houdong. Can you tell me how can Wang play in this game? Of course he can't, because he picked the first hero and he is assassin. But if you are tank, it is not a big problem, because the tanks will stand the damage, and this is the job of the tanks in this game. You must take damage and finish enemy skills for save your teammates. But of course that also doesn't mean you go and die. After you choose your hero and finish, the question is how to start the game. You have three choices to start: red buff, blue buff, or invade. Let us start with the invade choice. When can you invade the enemy? You can invade the enemies if the enemy jungle is weak before the level 4 and weak at cleaning jungle, like Li Yuanfang, Zhuge Liang, Chang'e, and your hero has high mobilities like Li Bai, Sun Wukong, Han Xin, and others. And the most important, when you go to invade, don't go directly, for many reasons. Firstly, maybe the enemy's jungle in the bush and you will just arrive and waste time to back to your buff. I'll show you what I mean in the video. As you can see, if I go directly and he's there, I will just waste time. I need to back to my buff now. You can't steal it from him if he is there, because there is jungle protection effect, and that will make his smite stronger than yours. Watch this one when Hanshin came to try to steal my red buff. I'm sure if he come, he can't steal it. I'm sure I can take my red buff. So I didn't take my red buff inside the bush. Look at that. He just come, want to fight in my land, and there is jungle protection. So he can't damage me so much, he will just die. That's why if the jungler is there, don't try to steal it. Don't risk your life. So if you want to invade the enemies, you just stand in the bush and just watch. If he is there, you back to the buff. If he is not there and you are sure you can steal it safely, you can try, but don't risk your life. You look how I just stand in the bush for the mage in the middle don't see me. And when I see that he started the red buff, I just back. I don't go directly and waste time. You must tell your friends also for play it safe in the bot lane, because he will finish in the blue buff. There is a problem also if the enemies has Zhonghui. If they have Zhonghui, he will come to pull your buffs and waste your time. You just tell your friends, your support to come, and you also try to let the blue buff or the red buff follow you to the bush so he can't pull it. Did you see that? He didn't pull it. Or there is another way you can start in this camp. He will think you are not here. He will think you are in the red buff. He will go there and then you will take the blue buff and take this camp and then go to the red buff. And if you want to start in the red buff, you start in the camp and then he will think you are in the blue buff and he will go there and you start your red buff and like that finish. And sometimes the enemy invade you, like this one game. I asked my friend to check the red buff, but no one went there and I just waiting for the blue buff. Look at that, I asked them again to check it, but no one go there. I'm just watching the mini-map and I saw him there, so I decided to steal his red buff. Not every time you can go and steal his red buff, because maybe he will come with his teammates. But I came because I'm sure he will go to the blue buff, so he will be so late, so I can take it, no problem. After I took it, I start taking these camps, but he came. And the mage also came, so I just left them. The only one escaped, and we catch this one. Just watch that. I'm sure Lanley Wong will not leave me. Even I think he will come to my blue area. But he's still in the middle. Look at his knife. But also, as I said, not every time you can go and steal the buff. Sometimes you just need to continue only the camps. No need for the red buff because he will attack you with his teammates. This is when you want to invade the enemy. If you don't want to invade the enemy, which one you start? Red buff or blue buff? It's up to your hero. If he rely on the skills, so you need the cooldown, so you must start in the blue buff. And if your hero rely on your basic attacks, so you must start in the red buff. For example, the hero who rely on the basic attacks like Sun Wukong and the hero who rely on the skills like Yao. You also must look which lane you will gank, clash lane or farm lane. If in the clash lane or the farm lane a weak hero in the beginning, in the early game, don't gank there because he will always play it safe. He will stay under the turret. Weak in the early like Li Xing, Hua Mulang, Lao Fuzi and others. And about the ADC, like Marco Polo. And even if you decided to gank someone, you can't gank without you know where's the jungler and mage, because they usually move to the clash lane or the farm lane. If your hero is strong in the early and the enemy's jungler is weak in the early, you can gank even if you don't know where's the jungler, no problem. But if your hero is weak in the early and the enemy's jungler is strong in the early, so don't gank. Just clear the minion and leave. Ask your teammates to play it safe. About this information, not everyone knows about it. If you look at the map and there is a camp, but when you come it does not exist, that means this camp in the bush. Like this one, if you look at the blue buff, it exists on the map, but when I come it does not exist. That means it is in the bush. There's someone is stealing it. When I come, it really exists in the bush. That works on all the camps in the map, your camps or enemy's camps. As you see, the blue buff on the map exists, that means it's in the bush. And your rotation will be like that. If you want to start in the red area, you can start in the red buff, and then this camp, these camps. Go to the mid lane, check where is the jungler, back to this camp, blue buff, this camp, that camp, go continue to gank. If there is nothing to gank, take the minions, use the teleportation array, move to the other side, and then to the red buff, and as like that. Before the 4th minute, no need for gank so much, because any wrong gank, you will die. And when you die in the early game, you will be behind in the gold. That not means you don't gank. Gank, but correct way and safely. Keep gank who you are sure you will kill him. For example, your clash lane is Lao Fuzi, so he can catch the enemy in his ultimate, so that's great. Or on the ADC, you have Zhang Liang or Dong Huang. They can use the ultimate and catch the enemies, so you can secure the skill. Or in the middle like Daji, Anchila. These heroes, they can catch the enemies, so they can't escape. You can farm, you will get a lot of gold. If the enemy jungler ganked your teammate in the top or in the bot lane, ask your friends to play safe and you go to his jungle and steal his camps. But that if you are not in the same lane. If you are in the same lane, so you must help your friends. We all play so good and we are good player. But sometimes and a lot of times we fall behind in the gold and the enemy has a lot of gold. You as a jungler, how to win this game if you are behind in the gold? The answer is, if it is not late game and you feel you can't play so good, you can't back in the game, start feeding your marksman. The marksman is so important in the game, and he is alone. If you protect him, he can carry the game. About you, start taking the minions from the other lanes, but save your life. Because the wave of the minions give gold more than the camps. Don't be selfish in the game. If you don't want to lose, don't be selfish. When you have the enemy's blue buff, give your buff to the mage or who need it. At the 8th minute, give your red buff to the marksman. When you want to gank someone, gank like this way. About the objectives, try to take the tyrants at the 4th minute. Don't take the overlord only if the enemies took the tyrant before you, because the overlord is useless in the beginning. The tyrant is better. If there is a fight with a start on the dragon, you damage the enemy, don't damage the dragon. But if there is a team fight with a start on the dragon and you are far from this lane, try to take the other dragon, especially if you and your team behind in the gold. If there are dragons and you want to take the buffs, don't use your smite. Maybe the enemy will come to take the dragons. And if you are taking the dragons, try to avoid the knock up of the dragon. Because in this knock up, the enemy can steal the dragon. And that's really everything you need about the jungler. I didn't talk about the camps or buffs or dragons, because I talked about them in another video. I will put the link in the description. And please don't forget, like, subscribe for you receive the new videos. Give a beautiful comment that will encourage me to don't stop. See you in the next video.